How we all doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the South Stand View with me, Charlie, and joined by Mike and Isaac, as always. Just before we get into it, please make sure you're smashing that like, make sure you're commenting, and most importantly, subscribing as well. Want to try and get to 100 subs as soon as possible. I think that would be a nice little goal just to end Christmas with, wouldn't it? We'll come to Mike first. How are we, mate? How was Christmas?
I'm good, mate. How are you? Apparently it's Saturday today, isn't it? I don't know about you guys, but I've completely lost kind of track of what day it is and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm good. Had a good Christmas, nice bit of family time, and a nice little 3 points on Boxing Day. Were very nice to add to it as well. Yeah. So good Christmas had by all, mate.
Nice one. Isaac, how are we?
All good, mate. All good, my end, boys. Not a lot to report. Quiet one for me.
What about you, Charlie?
Say again,
yeah,
mate.
it was all right. Obviously, I was saying off air. I went for an Indian on Christmas Day for the first time. Quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
What was the order?
What was the order? We got.
What Korma you in it, Charles? Korma guy.
Well, obviously, I got a korma and she got a tikka masala, but we just shared each other's. Like it was quite a good deal actually. It were 5 courses each for 35 quid.
That's decent,
which wasn't too bad, to be honest. So yeah, there was a lot of food consumed, but yeah, it was a nice change. But yeah, like you say, just a quiet one on all other than that, really, lads, to be honest. But like Mike alluded to, it was a good end to Christmas on Boxing Day, as the away day curse was ended. Joe Piroe saved Christmas for everyone.
Indeed.
I mean, just briefly, obviously, I'm sure we'll speak about some specifics. But Mike, how did you feel after that game? Were you pleased with what you saw?
I was very pleased. Yeah, you know, a cold Thursday night in Stoke. It couldn't get much more Stoke than that, could it? With the weather conditions, you know, the late kickoff and stuff like that. But I think just to start with the game, I think we were probably lucky, weren't we, not to go 1-0 down really, really early in the game. I think it was the second minute, wasn't it? I think if it wasn't for that brilliant save by Meslier, I think that could have, you know, if that had gone in, that could have really shaped the rest of the game. So I think, yeah, for me to start with that, I think I've been a bit of a critic of Meslier, and I think probably for some good
surely
reasons.
not. Surely not.
I have been a bit of a harsh, not too harsh, I don't think, but I think he saved his skin in that first couple of minutes, because I thought if that had gone in, it could have really shaped the game. But I thought, apart from that, really, that chance, I thought we were kind of really in control of the game, weren't we? I think Piroe scored that goal, I think 41st minute, I think, and that's a really good time to score, isn't it? Kind of sent Stoke in with their heads down, and I think obviously by the 60th minute, I think the game were wrapped up, wasn't it, with that? So I think basically, I thought everyone played really well as well. I thought everyone kind of did the job and did what they were supposed to do, didn't they? I think nobody really stood out of having a bad game, but nobody really stood out as having, I think, an amazing game. I think obviously Piroe got 2 goals, but I think I really enjoyed that link-up play on the right-hand side with Bogle and James, and I think we're really starting to see a partnership form there, aren't we? And I think we're looking really good down that side as well.
Yeah. Isaac, anything to add on that, mate?
Did you see what Ilan posted on Instagram after the game?
Was it about the visibility?
Yeah, he said, playing in this fog's wild, I'm just passing the ball and hoping it's to a teammate.
I must admit, every time he got the ball played back to him, I was thinking, don't do it.
There was a few times it was a bit hard as well. I was like, he can't even see that. And he's not the best when he can see, so fuck me. Please be careful.
Yeah. Any ball that were going back to him, I was shitting myself, really. I thought, oh, God. But I thought he just passes it anywhere anyway, whether it's fog or no fog.
Weirdly as well, I actually thought his distribution was quite a bit better the other night. To say it were foggy.
He used to close his eyes from now on, doesn't he? And hoofball.
It did show you a view on Sky, though, didn't it? As like the pitch view, and the fog didn't look as bad on pitch side. It were more like the camera angle of where they were showing it from. I think there were times where I couldn't even see ball. I didn't know who had the ball or whatever. But I think that the main thing for me pre-game when I saw the lineup was a certain Japanese generational talent. Was obviously, I won't say dropped, that's a bit of a harsh term, but it was was rested, wasn't he? Obviously, we found out afterwards that he was just rested. But be honest, like when you saw the lineup, were you a bit surprised with that, Mike, to see Tanaka get taken out?
Yeah, I was massively surprised. I didn't see that coming at all. But obviously, you know, he's been he's pretty much man of the match, isn't he, for every match that he's played in. But I think when you listen to what Fark said after the game, it kind of made sense, didn't it? Basically saying that he's used to a winter break in Germany, so he didn't play this many games. And I think he also mentioned that he hadn't been as sharp as well recently. So I've not really seen that in games, but maybe it's something you've seen in training. I don't know what you think, Isaac. I know you're shaking your head there, mate. Do you, I think he's been sharp, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think he needs to fucking remember what Glenn Kamara was like last year if he wants to think about sharpness. Fucking hell.
That's true.
Speaking of Glenn Kamara, I've seen that he's been linked back with a move back to Championship, hasn't he? Have you? He's not been getting much game time, has he?
Probably Burnley.
I think there were Burnley. Were Middlesbrough one of them? And Burnley, Middlesbrough, though, one more team. I can't remember.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not getting much game time, is he? Is it Rennes that he went back to?
Rennes,
Back to France,
to Rennes,
it'd be interesting to see if he came back to the Championship, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and obviously Ethan Ampadu came in his place to play in midfield with Joe Rothwell. I was speaking to my uncle about it over after the game, and he seemed to think Ampadu was not. He said that he slowed us down in midfield, and I thought I was a bit harsh. We had a bit of a debate over the phone about that. I thought Ampadu came in, and to say that he's only recently back into the team as well. I thought he looked quite sharp. Obviously, he's a different sort of player to Tanaka. He's more defensive minded than him. So I think maybe that's what he was getting at. But what did you think to Ampadu, Isaac? Do you think he played well?
I do, mate. I think he started in well, considering he was at centre half the other week and now coming back into the midfield. But the way Fark was harping on about him in a positive way, in like the presser or post match, I can't remember when it was, saying that he's his most important player and when he's fit, he's going to play, lads. So I think it's either going to be Ampadu and one other.
Yeah.
Whether we rotate Rothwell or Tanaka, I think it'll just be whoever's the most fit, whoever's the most informed out of them two. I mean, for me, I don't know. Like, I'd continue to play Rothwell and Tanaka and maybe bench him for a bit, as harsh as that seems. But I mean, fuck me. If I was Ilya Gruev now, I'd be thinking, ringing my agent saying, I might be.
Is he probably fourth or fifth choice now, something like that? Arguably,
he's not going to get a sniff, is he? You can't really say.
By the way, I did not have an agenda against Ilya Gruev. I didn't.
You hated him.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I just thought he is a player that I did feel, all jokes aside, I did think he did slow us down in midfield. I thought he was way too passive and too safe. But like you say, I think with Joe Rothwell and Tanaka recently, they've added a little something different in that midfield. We've been a little bit more forward thinking. And I think maybe that's what my uncle was getting at about Ampadu, which I did understand to a degree. But if Ampadu is fit, like Isaac said, Mike, if Ampadu's fit, he plays. So who do you play alongside him if you had to pick one?
I think it's a no-brainer, isn't it, really? I think it's got a bit Tanaka that goes in there outside of him, but it's really, really harsh on Rothwell, isn't it? Because he's come in and he's done nothing wrong at all. And I think I probably agree with what your uncle said, Charlie, if I'm being honest. I think it does kind of slow us down a little bit. I think Ampadu's a little bit more side to side with his passing, and those two were a lot more progressive and forward thinking with the play. But yeah, it's really harsh, isn't it? Because Rothwell's, he creates chances, and then we lose that set piece, the threats from set pieces as well. Because if Rothwell, is on the bench, who's taking the set pieces?
Can I throw a counter in there?
Go on.
If it was a choice out of Ampadu is nailed on, so we've got Ampadu. If we have to play either Rothwell or Tanaka, I think it's got to be Rothwell. Because if you play Ampadu and both Tanaka, I think we'll be in a similar situation that we were with Gruev and Ampadu, that they're both a little bit too defensive. I think Rothwell progresses the ball a lot more than both Tanaka and Ampadu. I don't know what you think of that, boys.
No, I think there's definitely an argument for that.
Fair argument.
100%. Yeah. But you can't, just how well Tanaka's been playing, you can't leave him out, can you? But there is an argument for that, because yeah, kind of similar with Ampadu.
I think it's one of them where, sorry, Mike, I think it's whoever comes out will feel hard done by, won't they? I think it's so hard. But like, I think Tanaka could play a little bit more further forward in that midfield. I think he's quite capable of doing it. But like Isaac said, I think Joe Rothwell's done a lot better at progressing the ball up the field. I mean, there is an argument for one of them to play at 10, but I just don't think he'll do that.
That's what I was going to say. Really, do you know, is another option to drop Aronson and pop one of them in there and play further up the field.
I was listening to this like American snippet on TikTok or something, and it was like American guys speaking about it, like American soccer pundits about Brendan, and they were saying like, I thought it was a bit petered off towards the end, innit? But we'll move on. And they were saying like, "Oh, how's Brendan getting on at Leeds?" And they were like, "To be honest, if you pay 25 million for someone and you put him in the Championship, you think he's going to rip it up?" There's like, he's not doing that. They said he's a good. They called him a role player, which I imagine is sort of a squad player.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said he's a good role player, but by no means is he like tearing it up. They said
his numbers are quite good, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a weird one, isn't he, Aronson? Because his goals and assists are quite good.
At a 0-0 type game, you always want one of them little dinky balls around the defender to slot a striker in, but it always seems to be when we're 1 or 2 up, he pulls a little assist off. Do you know what I mean?
I
did think that the ball he played through for Piroe's goal was a good ball through.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think there's other games where maybe overhit that.
Who thought Piroe fucked it at first?
Definitely. Well, when is it Johansson, their goalkeeper, came out and kind of palmed it away, I thought, right, it's done. It's done with. But you know, Piroe's really calm in them situations, isn't he? And quite clinical in the box.
I was screaming for him to square it.
Yeah, I was shouting, pull it back, because I thought that's what he needed to do. But obviously, you want the coolest man on the pitch in them sort of positions, and he certainly is, isn't he?
I'll ask Isaac this. Do you think a certain other striker would start that goal?
Was that League One?
League One would be fucking up. No, he'd be nowhere fucking near it. He'd be playing centre half or something like that fucker.
What about Bamford?
What about Lord Patrick of Bamford?
No. Bamford pulls it back, I think, and probably misses the other attacker, and it goes to like Ashley Phillips or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of Stoke, and obviously if we're comparing them to some of the other like garbage teams that we've played recently, like where would you rank them? Are they as bad as sort of like Plymouth, Derby war, or how do you rate them?
I think they're probably that just one step ahead of the other teams in the relegation. So they're probably fitting that part where there's the relegation teams and then the mid-table teams and the probably a bit like Derby, to be honest. But I think we'll probably
I don't think they'll go down.
No, I don't think they'll go down. I think Derby may give us a tougher game, but we'll probably move on to that in a bit.
Is it too early for Warnock to go in at Stoke because they've sacked their manager, haven't they?
It's never too early for Warnock to go anywhere, is it? He'll be like
he usually likes a nailed on relegation, so he can't take any blame. So
I think he'll end up at Plymouth, mate.
Plymouth last 5 games.
Yeah.
Leeds.
There's nothing I could do. Yeah, he loves blaming players, doesn't he? He takes no responsibility for anything, Warnock.
To get beat 4-0 by Frank Lampard's Coventry. I mean, it ain't looking good for Rooney, is it?
And have they got Oxford next? If they lose that game away at Oxford,
I think we'll be done then.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
He's gone, lads. He's gone today.
What?
He's gone. Manager's gone.
Has he been sacked?
Oh no, sorry. I thought we were on about the Stoke manager still.
Oh no!
I thought you meant Rooney. Then I was like, what?
Yeah, Stoke manager.
How have I not seen that?
Yeah.
Lads. Hot favourite actually. 2-1 on. Next Stoke manager.
Go on.
Mark Robbins.
Yeah.
4-1.
He's better than that. Yeah, I think he's better than that, though, isn't he, Robbins? Not to be too kind of harsh on Stoke. I think he's. But then what's available after that? I think he did say he wanted a bit of a break, didn't he, Robbins? We wanted a bit of a break.
Taking West Brom over fucking Stoke.
Oh, 100%.
I can't believe Corbran went to Valencia, to be honest. Yeah. Are they bottom of La Liga?
19th.
Second from bottom. Yeah.
Bottom,
Yeah. But you can see it. There's quite a bit of, there's quite a few games left at season, and it is his team, and it is his boyhood team. So,
and he is Spanish, so we just wanted to go home, didn't it? To be honest.
Yeah.
Well, there's a half left of the season, boys. Anyone that's in trouble now, they can fucking get out of it. Do you know what I mean?
And he's got, I don't know what the finances are like, but he's got a window as well to bring some players in as well.
To splurge a bit, Stoke, don't they? Splurge on shit, but always.
Didn't Oxford win in who is its first game in charge as well? They beat Cardiff, didn't they?
Yeah, we won it 3-2.
Yeah. Saw Ian's video. I watched a bit of Ian's video on it.
Yeah, I saw it as well.
Seemed a bit happier.
And then they've got Plymouth at home next as well, so
which is winnable.
Which is winnable. So you could see them maybe pulling away a little bit, but yeah, Plymouth. He's got to go, Rooney. If they lose that game, he's got to go. It's absolutely shocking, their performances at the moment, especially away from home.
So if we go back to our game then against Stoke, so Piroe got man of the match from Sky, which I can understand because he got both goals. But my man of the match, and he did get man of the match from the Leeds fans, was Bogle. I actually thought it was really good. I think Mike said earlier about his link up with him and Dan James, which I really liked.
Yeah.
I thought James had another decent enough game as well. It was a nice assist for that second goal as well. But I think with Bogle at the start of the season, I had a certain opinion of him. I didn't think he was great at all. But I think now he's really settled in, and I think we're starting to see the Bogle that we thought we were signing. I think is that fair to say, Isaac? Would you say?
Yeah, mate. That Portsmouth game, I remember thinking, "Fuck me, we've signed another Rasmus Christensen here, lads." An absolute fucking bomb scare.
Don't think he's that bad now.
He's improved, but I think as Leeds fans and as football fans, we're always a little harsh and jump to conclusions quite quickly, and we write people off.
Yeah,
I mean, he won't be the first or last to prove us wrong. I mean, who else has done it? Well, I'm not giving Brendan that pass yet. I don't think he's quite.
Joseph going to prove you wrong soon, I reckon.
He won't get in the team, mate. Big Jolie P will shut him out.
The biggest one for me was Firpo. Obviously, I thought Firpo.
Yeah, I was ready. I'd have packed his back. You said you could get him to Spain, mate, at the start of the season.
Yeah. Firpo's been the biggest kind of one where I've had to eat my words on it. But I'm happy to do it if it means Leeds are, they're playing better for Leeds, and I'm happy to eat my words. But yeah, I think Bogle's, is really good going forward, and I think that's what we want seeing a lot of start season, and his positional sense were a bit all over the place. But I think he's still probably got that in him, hasn't he, to be out of position. But that partnership with him and James, it seems to be getting better game by game, doesn't it, as well?
Chips in with a few as well, doesn't he, Bogle?
He does, yeah. I think he had a couple of shots, didn't he? Keeper saved a couple of his shots, didn't he? On Thursday night. So yeah, he'll chip in with. You could see him getting about five goals a season, couldn't he, from that right hand side? What's he got?
Already got
three. Three. Yeah.
Quick question then for you boys.
Yeah.
Now we can see in hindsight. If we go back to the summer, knowing what we know about Bogle now, are we taking Connor Roberts or Bogle?
Bogle, yeah, definitely Bogle. I think.
I really know where I am. I just wanted to see where you boys there.
Yeah,
I love Connor Roberts.
Yeah. He's playing well for Burnley, though, isn't he? He's chipping in with a few goals as well.
I wish Roberts had played more like at the back end of last season. And I think it'd have been it'd have been smarter to play him at Wembley as well, I think. Just a little bit more experience, but is what it is. I mean, as we've mentioned,
always have the Leicester game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as we've mentioned Firpo, do you think maybe that's where we're kind of lacking a little bit? Obviously, I know Firpo's out and you've got Byram out there. And I ain't saying that Byram's played badly because he hasn't, but I just think because he's right-footed, I think we just lose a little summit down that left-hand side, Mike. What do you think? Do you think Firpo's been heavily missed, or do you think Byram's doing all right there?
No, a bit of both, really, Charlie, if I'm being honest. I think, like you say, I think when Firpo's playing, we look at the balance seems a little bit better on that left-hand side. Obviously, when you got Byram, he's not kind of by trade an attacking fullback, is he really, as well? I know he chips in with a few, but you see those times where he could kind of bomb down that left-hand side and then he kind of stops and cuts back on his right-hand side. And I think with Firpo, you don't see that. So when he can really kind of bomb down that left and create something from left, I think that's what we're missing a little bit. But yeah, I don't like to say anything negative about Byram because I love him, but I think we are we do miss Firpo a little bit on there just for the balance of the team.
And it's like Isaac Schmidt as well. He's predominantly like a right-sided player as well. So even if you bring him on, I think the balance would still be a little bit off. Isaac, what do you think on that?
He's got to be shitting, or else he'll be getting to get like more. Do you know what I mean?
Looks all right when he comes on,
He
though.
does. He looks tidy, doesn't he, on ball and stuff like that.
Right.
So he must be having an absolute stinker in training.
Yeah, like bobbles over his foot on that, I reckon. But according to SofaScore boys, going back to Byram, he was our worst performer at Stoke.
What, against Stoke, was it?
Yeah, he got the lowest score on SofaScore.
Who was best on SofaScore? Was it Piroe, just because it goes?
Yeah, mate. Piroe.
Would imagine James
must be up there for assist.
Yeah.
And Aronson maybe because he assisted first one, didn't he?
Piroe, James 7.8, Piroe 8.3, and then Rothwell 7.6 was the top three.
Yeah.
It was nice to have the big sexy pirate as well back in that back line as well. Because I think the only way that you maybe see Ampadu, Tanaka and Joe Rothwell is if Ampadu plays at centre back, which I don't think anybody wants because I think Pascal's probably been as best defender this season.
He's not really a ball player though, is he, Pascal?
No, not really. No, I mean I've got to agree with Mickey P. Kerr on that. I think, yeah. No, I mean it's talking shit.
Absolutely, stick to fucking shit jokes, Mickey, because that would have like a joke.
There were like the most completed passes or something, Pascal, as well.
Yeah,
it
is completions.
He's limited as a footballer. Limited,
mate. Limited baller.
Limited. Even though Spurs want him, apparently.
I saw a stat as well earlier on today, guys. On I think Opta stats, we faced the least shots kind of this season than any other team in England since that Opta stats were created in 2014. So that shows you kind of how good we are performing at the back at the moment. So I think to unbalance that by putting, taking Strike out, taking Rodon out, I think it makes no sense at all, really.
I think
the only way that I'm okay with Ampadu playing centre back is if Pascal's injured or suspended. That's the only way where I'm all right with it. Obviously, it worked towards the back end of last season, didn't it? When Leeds went on that, like, what was it, like 10-game unbeaten run or something?
Yeah, 10 or 12 or something. Yeah.
And it fell on his ass.
Yeah,
as it tends to do.
I mean, I was just happy to get an away win. I think we've been due one for a while. I think it's maybe calmed a lot of people's nerves, even though Isaac's tried to be the peacekeeper, haven't you, mate? You're just telling everyone to chill out, calm down.
As we're winning the league, I wish everyone would just accept it and we can all chill out
and
a
just
bit.
Relax a bit.
Yeah.
I wish it was guaranteed.
It is.
It's not though, is it, with Leeds? It's not.
No,
I
think even I think the performances where we went up with Bielsa post-COVID, them teams like Stoke, when we went there and absolutely took the piss out of them. Do you remember in the promotion season, Dallas made that bursting run at right back?
Yeah.
We're swatting teams aside like we did them boys. Like, don't get me wrong, we have a few shitters like we did under Bielsa. Like the Preston game, which I'm calling a shitter, even though we got a point. But lads, we're swatting some teams aside and they're not even fucking laying a glove on us.
No.
I'm confident we're the best team in this league by a fucking country mile.
I just think it was the away form, wasn't it, that everyone were a little bit just on edge about. But I think that win the other night, and if we can beat Derby tomorrow as well, I think that'll just really settle everyone's nerves then. And obviously we've got Blackburn at home on New Year's Day, so if we can just go on a bit of a run now, because these teams in and around us have got some hard games now. I think Burnley have got, is it Middlesbrough they've got?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Sheffield have got West Brom at home, which
then they got Sunderland after that as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So if we can just get a few wins over the next few, maybe up until Hull, just hopefully just get a bit of a gap now. That's just what I want, just to feel a bit more comfortable.
I've heard West Brom want to pay John Eustace's compensation at Blackburn, by the way.
Really? Yeah. He's doing a job there, isn't he?
Say that again, mate.
How much is that? Do we know?
I've not got a clue, but they got 3 million for core branding this. So I don't imagine it'd be that much.
How much about 10 pucker pies in Blackburn, isn't it? To
how much?
2 million. 3 million euro, mate. So about
3 million,
2.6.
He's doing a job there, isn't he? To be fair, Eustace.
Yeah.
They lost some good players as well last season, and they seem to be. Where are they now? About fifth. I think they're right up there, aren't they?
I saw some people saying a few games ago, "Oh, we're only fucking 5 points above Blackburn," and I was like, "Will you all fucking calm down, please?"
Yeah, what about?
He knows how to organise a team, though. Does Eustace?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah,
he's done a job on Fark twice now, hasn't he? Well, 3 times with. I think he did it with Birmingham last season as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
went well when they sacked him after that, didn't it?
You what, mate?
Went well when they sacked him after that. Old Eustace.
Yeah.
Measuring.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, obviously, there's Derby now tomorrow, which we'll segue into now. I mean, just finally on Stoke, actually. I mean, apart from Bogle and Piroe that got the man of the matches officially, who else do you think was a standout? Do you think, lads?
I've got someone on my mind. I just can't think who it is. No,
I know it is, but we'll move on.
Yeah, particular song, but I think Dan James stood out for me. I think he's just again really good down that right hand side, a constant threat. So, but like I said, I think everybody did a really good job on Thursday. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, and but Dan James is probably the other player that I think is up there.
Teams are really struggling to handle Dan James at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, he's fucking unbelievable, mate. I love that so much.
You say he's our best player at the minute?
Yeah, by far.
Oh, yeah, by far. Yeah, by far.
I'll give Brendan his dues at Stoke, though.
Yeah.
Found some nice little pockets to play.
Yeah, I think past 2 or 3 games, he's been really good. Obviously, you should have a good game against Oxford, but I think there's been a bit of an upturn in his performances over the last probably 3 or 4 games. So
would have been Fark's Christmas dinner that he had. Round Dan's
it was by himself on it. And then he's done that.
The boss said he was going to invite him round, so I don't know if he took him up on the offer, but I hope to think him and Daniel and Brendan and Dan were like pulling crackers, saying, "Oh, Daniel, he wants a cracker." Oh, that's
You're on it with accents today, aren't you? On it with accents,
boys.
Yeah. So Derby then, Derby County tomorrow. I think it'll be a different game to the home game. I think it'll be a bit of a grind, this one. But saying that, I thought Stoke would be, and it turned out to be a breeze. But I think Derby, just because it's at their place and obviously the history that's there, I thought the game at Ellen Road would have had a little bit more of a thing to it. It didn't in the end. But I mean, they're coming into it on the back of beating West Brom on Boxing Day, which is a big win for them, to be fair. So yeah, I mean, how are we feeling going into this one? Are we feeling a bit better after the Stoke win? Do you think if it had been a bit of a shitty game overnight, do you think we'd have been feeling differently, mate, or not?
Yeah, I'm feeling better after the Stoke win, but I think they'll probably give us a bit more of a game than Stoke did on Thursday. Yeah. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. I think they've won the last 2 home games, aren't they, at home, and that crowd will be well up for that game as well. So I think we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper, I think, than we did at Stoke just to get something out of that game.
Yeah. Isaac, how are you feeling? Are you confident?
Yeah, mate, I think we'll slap their ass and send them to bed, making sure they don't know whether it's New Year or New York. But
you say that about nearly every team we play, though.
Usually it happens.
Oh, yeah, true. See if you're feeling the same this time tomorrow night.
No, I ain't worried about fucking Derby.
No.
You know what I mean? They've not got Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham and fucking Tamori.
No, they've not.
They've not.
I
don't think it's the team, really. I think it's more the occasion, just because of the history, and because it's at their place as well. It'll be a sellout at their place, as it always is when Leeds come to town.
They don't seem to be scoring a lot of goals as well, do they, at the moment?
No.
They don't seem to be scoring a lot. I think there's all. Is it Yates? I think their top scorer is Yates, I think, isn't it? And I think he's only got about 5 or 6 goals. And then I think Jackson off of that right-hand side seems to get a goal now and again, but I think there's only them 2 that really score.
He was highest rated on SofaScore was Jackson.
Okay.
Well, see, Isaac knows everything about Derby, as he's done a little bit of research. So, what can you tell us about the last few games, mate?
Past 5, they've been a bit up and down. Well, as up and down as you can get, really. 1-2, lost 2, drawn 1. So take your pick about what Derby you're going to get. What else have they done? Beat West Brom, as we've discussed on the last game out. However, I'm putting that down to the Jorginho Rutter effect of them finding out that Corbrand had left on Christmas Day. Was it Christmas Eve? Fan-fucking-tastic that was when I found that out.
Yeah.
I was like,
So that was Christmas
early
present,
for you that day, didn't it?
I retweeted that thing that they put out saying, why is everybody saying you're going to Leeds when you're not? And I was like, oh, did you think we forgot about this, did you? These fucking off to Valencia, lads.
Yeah. Merry fucking Christmas.
Yeah, Merry fucking Christmas. But yeah, I was quite surprised to see him go there, to be honest. But hey ho, like you say, maybe he just fancied going back home because it's shit weather over here.
Yeah, warmer climates. Valencia's
Warmer
a nice
climate.
city as well, isn't it? So
That's
you can't
it,
blame him.
Is he? Did you say he's a Valencia fan, Charles, as well?
I think it was Mike who said that, but yeah, I think
Yeah. I think that's his. I think that's his hometown club, isn't it? So you can't blame him for that one. No.
So games that concern us tomorrow as well. We've got Sheffield United playing West Brom, and we've got who did Burnley are away to Borough. So there's two hard games for them, I think. There. Again, I think with Burnley going to Borough, you never know what Borough are going to turn up either, do you? They're a bit up and down, aren't they? Especially at home, weirdly, as well. The Sheffield game, I don't know. I think I can kind of see them.
Are they at home?
Yeah, they're at home. So
yeah,
I think his maths skills.
Oh,
talk about Chris Wilder's maths.
His maths.
You might know, don't you?
Why? What's he done now?
He said, "How many points are they on?"
They're on the same as us, aren't they? 48, is it?
48. And he went, "Oh." They said, "Oh, what do you need to turn around in the second half of the season to make sure you get more points?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "If you double our points we've got now, we get 100 points." I was like,
I don't think you do, mate.
No, that's to be expected from old Hamface, isn't it?
But 96 points, boys. If we do the same, will that be enough? Or will we be, for the second year running, the highest team with the highest points finish third?
You're not getting a season like last season again. I know it's close at the minute. It's close at the minute, but I think the top two will pull away at some point. I think this period over the next few weeks is when you might see a gap forming now.
Who's the top two then, Sean?
What if I had to say now?
Yeah,
I think it'll be as it is now, us and Sheffield United. I think we've been the most consistent. I think Burnley, yeah, they're going about all right at the minute, but they're not scoring a lot of goals. I think that could bite them on the ass at some point. But I ain't bothered if it's us and Burnley, us and Sunderland, us and Sheffield. It don't matter to me as long as we're in it and there's a gap. Then I'm not bothered. But if I was to say now, it'd be Sheffield and us. Yeah.
I'd love it if it wasn't, though. I'd love it if he got to Wembley and lost and I had to see his fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely that sour face like that. Yeah. How
about you,
Burnley,
Mike?
I don't know, but something tells me that Burnley aren't going away anytime soon.
They're the Brentford of our last promotion season, aren't they?
I don't think Sunderland will be an issue.
No. Sunderland will. I think they've got quite a young, inexperienced squad, so you'll start to see them fall away. So I think they are starting to fall away, aren't they? To be fair, they're drawing too many games, and they seem to continue to draw too many. But I don't know. I don't know. I could see Burnley getting in that top two with us, mate. I think, Parker. It's not the best football, but he knows how to grind out a result, doesn't he? So, and like
best team on Ellen Road this year, Burnley. Although we played shit. Charlie, I don't know if you all agree.
They just did a job on us.
Fucking killed us in the cup.
The best team to come to Ellen Road.
I'd say it was, in my opinion,
Burnley.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
Who are you saying?
I think Borough.
What, in the cup?
No, the one that we beat them 3-1.
Okay, even though we
we beat them 3-1, it makes them sound like they won, but I just think...
No, I know what you mean, mate.
I think they actually came and tried to play. Whereas Burnley, they went in front and just parked the bus, I think, for the rest of the game.
But did they just do a job
against us? Will fuck you up bad.
I'd go as far to say maybe Watford as well. I thought they played well against us. We only beat them 2-1. I think Watford were good as well. I don't think Burnley.
I think we prefer it. I think we prefer it, don't we, when a team comes Selhurst Road and tries to play football. But I think 9 times out of 10 it doesn't seem to work for that team. So I think that's why you got to look at what Parker did against us, because he knew what he needed to do in that team is probably grab a goal and just sit back and hope for best, and it seems to work. But yeah, I have a feeling that Burnley will get in that top 2. I
think as well in February, I think we play Burnley and Sheffield United, which is it? Oh no, it's Sheffield United and Sunderland in like back to back. I think. We've got Burnley, I think, in January away. I'm sure we've got Burnley away at end of Jan, and then we've got either Sheffield United first and then Sunderland all other way around. So I think that's when it starts to get a bit tougher for us. So that's why I'm saying over the next few games, when we've got like games that are winnable, we need to get the points now. Hope that they all drop points against each other, and then hopefully you'll see.
Give us a bit of a cushion for them games, won't it? Hopefully, I agree with you on that one. But I think I think over next kind of 3 or 4 games, I think we will see ourselves pull away a little bit, and people around us drop points. But Burnley away that don't fill me with confidence. That one.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? That one, I think. But Sheffield United away, I think we'll be all right. And Sunderland at home, I do as well. It's that like you say, that Burnley one. It's Turf Moor away.
Scotty P will be rubbing his hands with his little waistcoat on and that. We got this one, boys.
I hate Scott Parker as well.
Yeah, I do.
27th, boys, Monday night, 8 o'clock.
Is it? Yeah.
Fucking Monday night.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think the Sheffield United and Sunderland games are both back to back on a Monday as well. Someone's at home, and yeah, back to back on a Monday. So it's not just Sky Sports Leeds, isn't it?
It is, just fucking about with his fixtures.
So, shall we do some score predictions then for tomorrow after our amazing analysis of Derby?
Put that on it, boys.
If you've come here for some in-depth analysis, then you might as well switch off.
We're just oblivious to any team around us, aren't we, boys? We just don't
arrogant
about it.
I'll be honest.
Arrogant and
But yeah, so I'll go. I think my score prediction, I'll go 2-1. I think it'll be tight, me. So I'll say a 2-1 win to Leeds. And my scorers, we'll go Jolie P again. I think he'll get one. And I'll go Aronson. So yeah, Isaac.
Oh,
is that to Derby or us?
Us.
You go scorers.
I like it, mate. I like that. I've been very happy with that.
League One, Matty, to get all 4.
The Spliffmeister at the double, as I saw him called on Twitter, and I quite like that. So I'm doubling.
I bet he liked playing in fog other night because it like a mist.
That's why you. No,
that wasn't fog. That wasn't fog, boys. It was just all weed smoke. That it was just.
I'm over Christmas.
No party.
Yeah.
All the toxins.
Piroe at the double, then, and who else?
The big sexy pirate.
Yeah.
And then Willie off the bench.
Mike?
I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I think same as you, Charlie. I think it's going to be a close game. Isaac's not having it. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's going to be a much tighter game. For goal scorers, I'm going to go Spliffmaster as well, Piroe. I think he's going to get one. And I'm going to go Dan James to continue brilliant form. But yeah, I think it'll be a tough game.
Do you think he'll rotate any of the wide men?
I think he could. I think he could. I think we'll probably see Ramazani. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, Charlie. I think we'll see Ramazani start soon. Obviously, we're playing Sunday, then we're playing Wednesday, aren't we? So it's a quick turnaround of games again. So I think that's where we might see the rotation, guys. I think.
Should we do a quick predicted 11 as well?
Yeah.
You what, mate?
Should we do a quick predicted 11?
Yeah, we could do we'll do a quick one. Yeah. I think the back four and the keeper are all a bit same. I think he'll bench Rothwell and bring
Yeah,
Tanaka in for this
I
one.
think Tanaka comes in for offers.
Ampadu and Tanaka for me. I think James is, as much as I'd maybe like to see James have a bit of a rest, I just think he's undroppable at the minute with how well he's playing.
He got benched the other day, didn't he? Who was it?
You what?
Who did we play before? Stoke?
Oxford.
Oxford.
Was he on the bench for that, no?
No, he played against Oxford.
I swear he's been on the bench recently.
James, and not recently. I think he brought him off the other night though, didn't he? Towards the end. But I think he's undroppable at the minute. I think he's playing that well. If he's fit, he plays. I'd like to see Larger come in for Solomon. I think it'll be Brendan and Joel Piroe.
Looks good, does Solomon? Looks fine.
But, you might.
Always on my mind. Yeah.
Anyway.
What does he hate? No, we'll move on.
Quickly moving on, guys, before we get cancelled.
Out there. Isaac, what's your 11? Any changes to that? Or do you think that'll be?
No, mate. I think, like you said, I think Rothwell will come out for Tanaka, and then I think we'll be pretty much unchanged. I mean, I'd like to see some rotation. Probably Solomon in for Ramazani if I was picking the team, but I think it will be Solomon and Dan James out wide. The Spliffmeister General up top, and Ode Lonely Christmas at the number 10.
Could we potentially see Aronson come out and maybe Rothwell go into that 10?
I'd like it to, but I just don't think he seems to.
You think he could do a job there, Rothwell?
Yeah, but I don't know if positionally he'd stay there like Brendan.
Thinking that's what I mean. Yeah.
I think he'd try and drop in and almost play as like an 8. I know we play with 2 4s or 2 6s, whatever you want to call it.
Box-to-box midfielder. I think.
Yeah.
But I think Aronson really presses, don't he, from the front? I think that's what Farke.
That's to me the
really
reason why he's playing. I think he just likes his off the ball work more than on the ball work.
Yeah, he works very hard for the team. And I think that's what Farke. I think that's why he picks him, doesn't he? Really. And not to mention, he's chipped in with 6 goals, hasn't he, this season? You can't really. You can't. You seem to. Yeah. I think it's Piroe, then him, isn't it? And so it shows you that he's getting them numbers. So. Yeah,
the way everyone talks about him, it's as if he's been shy, but he's just frustrating at times. He's just really frustrating to watch.
The same with Piroe, mate. 14 starts, 14 goals and assists. What more do you want from the guy? Do you know what I mean?
Just on Piroe, what's he got then? Is it 9 goals he's got this season? I think.
9 goals, 5
assists, I think.
So there's only 2 more players that have scored more goals than him this season. So it shows you how well he's doing. In Championship, in it, so I think it's is it that Josh is it Maggio, whatever it's called for West Brom? I think he's got 10 goals. Yeah, he's a good striker. He's got 10 goals, and then you've got Sands from Norwich who's got 15. I think it's a player. But just going back to Piroe, how many do you think he could get this season?
18. I'll go straight double.
Yeah,
I'll go 15.
15.
He's only getting 6.
He's only getting 6 more this season, do you reckon?
I think. I don't know why. I think he's going to bring Bamford in at some point. I don't know why. I just think he did it last year, didn't he?
I think Paddy could be leaving in January, boys, if I'm honest.
Yeah, there's also potential for that as well, but I don't know. I just think Piroe's going to have those games in here where he is anonymous and he don't really do much. I think that's the only reason why I'm going for like a slightly lower amount, but I think he's got potential to get more than that. If hopefully that game against Stoke's giving him a bit of fire in the old belly to go and do it again. But yeah,
I think he's got potential to score a few more over the next few games as well. I think.
Maybe, yeah.
I think
Hull away, I think he'll take the piss out of them for some reason.
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah.
I think Hull away, he'll take the piss out of him for some reason. That's looming. And he's on pens as well, isn't he? And we haven't had a penalty in a while.
No, that's true. That's true. I think Struijk missed his last penalty, didn't he? Wait against Cardiff.
Cardiff.
Was.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, seems ages ago that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we getting Calvin back in January then, or what? Because he's fucking leaving Ipswich, that boy.
Oh,
Calvin.
why is he leaving him?
Apparently, mate, he's having a fucking torrid time. We could be lining up with Calvin Phillips and Jack Harrison in the side come fucking January, boys.
In it, Everton fans are not liking him, are they?
Oh no!
I saw an Instagram comment that said he's like the worst player to wear the shirt.
Yeah, I saw a similar comment. They absolutely despise him, don't they? Although going back to Calvin, I think he play last night against Arsenal. I think he got some. I think he played half decent last night. I think against Arsenal, but yeah, they'll probably cut that one short, won't they? I think because
they'll be paying a lot of his wages as well. I had a look on Twitter after full time, and they were like,
probably do with him in midfield. Yeah.
He'll sign for Sheffield United alone, boys.
Yeah. Oh, Burnley.
Oh man.
If he's coming to the Championship, he's coming to us. Let's be honest.
No one else in Premiership would want him, would there? I mean, if you're
how his career's gone since
his fall from grace has been absolutely spectacular, hasn't it? So
yeah, it's mental.
And he's had a lot of bad luck as well, hasn't he? But I guess you kind of put themselves in them situations to get that bad. I mean, when you look at his loan spell at West Ham, it were disastrous, wasn't it? You know, getting sent off, giving penalties away, and you just think this lad just needs. I know, you're giving fans finger. So you think that he needs a little bit of luck here and there, but I don't think if you can't do it at Ipswich, nobody else in the Premier League would want to take a look at him. So
can I ask a very loaded question?
Go on.
Was Calvin ever that good, or was it Bielsa?
A bit of both, I think.
I think when you look at it, Bielsa's been the only manager that's been able to get a tune out of him.
He's been successful in one.
I don't think you can just turn into a good player like that overnight, but at the same time, I think a lot of us wanted Calvin gone when Bielsa come in, and then he turned him into prime Piroe, didn't he? But I don't know.
If we were having a conversation, Ronaldo, Vieira, or Calvin Phillips, who's going?
With Vieira all day long, yeah.
With Vieira all day long. Yeah, I think even Phillips himself thought it were out. You know, we're on his way out, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, it just shows you how good Bielsa is. It was for his. Who walks in Leeds United and looks at Phillips and says, "Right, he's going to be our linchpin for our team. Everything's going to go through him." It just shows you what an amazing, manager he was to identify him as player. But yeah, I think. I mean, if Pep Guardiola can't get a tune out, well, there's something wrong. But I think
can't get a tune out of any cunt him.
Well, he can't. He can't. They are talking about frigging someone on the nose. They are on a proper nosedive, them, aren't they?
I think they know
water in Manchester because both teams are fucked.
I think they know something about this court case or something, and they know which way it's going, and they don't like it. So they've my
dad said that when I was speaking to my dad. He said that.
Yeah,
he said that.
Yeah. That could be the case. They know that something's looming, and it's kind of hanging heavy on them, but. The fall from grace for them, but from being, just spectacular last season to not being able to beat Everton.
4 titles in a row.
One win in 13. Anyone else is getting the boot, aren't they?
100%.
He's got way too much credit in bank, though, aren't they? They're not going to sack him.
Well, yeah, like anyone else would be getting the boot.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Can you see him fucking it off?
I think at end of the season, I think if they finish out at top 4, I think he'll go at end of the season. Which I think they will at minute with Forest and Bournemouth. Look at them at the next match.
What about Trent saying he's going to Madrid as well?
I know, I've seen that as well.
Has he?
Off. Yeah, mate. Apparently, reports from Madrid are that he's agreed to go there on a free. Apparently, all the Liverpool fans are assuming that it's on a free.
That's a good move for him, though, to be. Well, he won't get scrutinised, will he, as much as he does?
They'd rather keep Van Dijk and Salah than Trent, wouldn't they? I think.
I don't know. They're the eldest too, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
I know, but. Salah's
33 now, isn't he? You know what'll happen with Salah? He's 33? They'll
sign that new deal and he'll turn to shit.
He'll fall off straight off a cliff, won't he? His form, that's coming.
Aubameyang syndrome. Fucking, I scored 40 like the year before. Then he signed that big deal and he's like, "Yeah, I'm shit now."
And he were done. Yeah, but if you're Salah, you'd think you'd go for that big, massive payday, wouldn't you? In Saudi, you would imagine. That's...
I think he'll be getting it, mate. I think he wants circa like $350 a week at Liverpool.
He'll probably get it as well.
I think he's on about. I think he's on that at a minute, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on like 350, 400 at minute.
Fucking hell! Who do you think our top earner is? Bamford.
unfortunately, yeah. I think.
I think
He's on
40.
35k a week, isn't he?
Yeah.
35, 40. Yeah.
Which in football these days it ain't a lot, but for a player who's made of biscuits who barely plays, that's ridiculous.
Now, the business model to give him a 5-year extension after one successful season is horrendous.
Yeah,
That kind of summarises, doesn't it? That summarises that kind of.
Didn't extend Howland, didn't extend Rafinha, extended Bamford. Fucking brilliant.
Obviously.
I think Stroik's on a good whack as well, though, isn't he? I think
signed a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but
he
that's
won't be
acceptable.
bad.
I can handle that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
not Bamford.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we'll leave it there anyway because we've scaled into the Premier League chat. And
Let's talk about League One. Anyway.
No, we've got right. Definitely on that note, we're going to leave because we'll be here for the next hour.
Yeah. That's a separate episode, is that? I'm telling you.
I was just going to say, I think during an international break, we need to write some League One questions down and we'll do a South Stand View mastermind.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll dim the light. I'll get a lamp and we'll dim the lights.
I'll play the music.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I say, we'll leave it there for tonight. We've said we'll be back live tomorrow night after the derby game. We'll do a quick half hour or so, something just to discuss the game. So make sure that you join us for that. It's been another good one, as always. Please make sure that you're smashing the like, subscribe, and get your comments in as well. We all read every comment that comes in. And yeah, I've got nothing more to add, guys. Obviously, thanks for joining me as always. And we will see you tomorrow after the game. Hopefully, it's 3 points. And we'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Tranmere away, first game.